Hello, amazing plant, sugarcane. I kind of don't stop to speaking about this plant because it is one of the most wonderful grasses. So this is a big exception among grasses, very big exception, like about 2 or even 3, sometimes up to 5 meter tall. And here in Susami Valley in Japan, it's slightly worn with the winter because today is February 13, but still growing quite well. So as you see, it is adapted to the broad range of temperatures. Winter here in the middle of Honshu Island is not very mild, but sugarcane is growing. So climate nearby the ocean is more or less stable, and this is enough to support the growth of sugarcane. Sugarcane culture is recently declined, especially in the northern countries, due to the rise of sugar beet cultivation. But still, sugarcane belongs to one of the most biggest harvested plant, biggest by tonnage. Of course, this tonnage is mostly the way of the stem and leaves, but we need the actual liquid, the sugar out of the stem. So most of this tissue is simply thrown away and we use only the sugar part of it. But still, this is cultivated a lot in the tropical countries, and lots of efforts is spent to take it and use it as a source of the sugar. Still, by the way, main source of sugar. Sugar beet is the second one. So number one is the sugar cane. Why this sugar cane is so unusual among grasses? So first of all, not even a size. This is perennial. So really very rare situation in cultivated plants. Most of cultivated plants are cultivated like annuals. Sometimes the plants are true perennial, sometimes even woody plants, but they are cultivated nevertheless as annuals. Sugarcane is cultivated as a perennial. Stems are cut, stems are harvested, new stems will grow, they are harvested again and again and again. In agricultural practice, they will decline the sugar production about 10 years of cultivation. So for 10 years, you can cut stems of sugarcane, you still be okay, you still have enough sugar. Second thing, extremely weird, is that sugarcane is accumulating sugars in a stem. So it is unusual because it's kind of, well, instead of using credit cards, you use cash for everything. You just put cash in the surface of yourself. So anybody who wants to take it from you can do it, especially us humans, because we simply cut the stem and take sugar out. Whereas most of plants, they accumulate the carbohydrates in a way more similar to bank account. So they use starch or even cellulose to store carbohydrates. Starch is the most frequent way to store it. So this is the second weirdness of sugarcane. And the third weirdness of sugarcane is that it does not propagate by seeds. Seeds are very rarely go as a propagation material for sugarcane. Mostly sugarcane are spread out by cutting of the stem. So you cut the stem and then root it again and you have new sugarcane plant. So as you see, very exceptional plant. And one of big explanations of this exception, sugarcane is one of the most photosynthetically effective plants on earth. It can use up to 1% of the sun energy. That's extremely high value. Well, we can say 1%, it's nothing. Well, most of plants use much less than 1%. Sugarcane can use 1% of the sun ray energy to make carbohydrates from carbon dioxide, water. So it will make them with an effectiveness higher than most of other plants. Well, it is C4 plant. So C4 is a very effective way of doing photosynthesis in the presence of high temperatures and high amount of sun radiation. If both conditions are met, then sugarcane will make that sugar in a very big quantities. And this is explanation why. First of all, this is explanation why it does not store carbohydrates. It has so much money, it does not want to hide them. Interesting. It also an explanation why sugarcane is not cultivated as annuals. We typically cultivate plants as annuals because we want plants to concentrate on storage. So we try to make plant put all resources in seeds or roots or whatever. But in case of sugarcane, photosynthesis is so effective again that it is not a big requirement. You can still cultivate plant as a short-lived perennial, like up to 10 years. And a third, seeds are not so important because we don't need to wait for them. It's more simple. We use stems as a way of quick propagation. So this is how sugarcane became a very big exception, both among grasses and among all cultivated plants. And again, today is February 13. Thank you very much.